Good afternoon, everyone. Well, you were right. I wear a lot of t-shirts because I discovered myself. All right? Now I live for myself, okay? Before now, I lived for a lot of people. I lived for my dad, who wanted me to be an engineer or something, I can't remember. All right? I lived for people who wanted me to look a certain way. I lived for the masses who wanted me to do some certain things. I lived for hype. I have to go to places where I will be hyped up. If I'm not recognized from 2 streets away, I'm not going to come there. If you don't put it on the radio, I'm not coming. If I don't come with police, not me. In fact, I remember one time I drove a Rolls Royce into a traditional wedding, and in fact, I almost drove into the kitchen of the people. All right? Then I realized that I have kept myself under immense pressure because I wasn't me. And then again, I also realized that I didn't have money. I thought I had money, but I didn't have money. Okay? So those of you who have come here today, I can bet you that 75, 80%, if not 90% of you are living the me of about 30 years ago. I'm serious. All right. But if you discover yourself and the value within, you discover that your greatest asset is you. And the spirit, the power, the value, the potential that God has deposited in you. I'm not a motivational speaker, all right? I am only the man who has failed, okay? I have failed before I evolved, all right? So, I come here to tell you some facts. And please, if you don't have a paper and a pen, get one. If you don't have that, you have your phone, get your pad out. All right? This is going to be very practical. Okay? Very practical. I'm also going to be very humble as well. In all honesty, I am paid a lot of money to talk. Period. Take it or leave it. If it's less than $50,000, Osita Oparaugo, I'm not coming. Period. In 2 weeks, I'm speaking in Bulgaria, and I'm paid nearly $100,000. If it's not it, I'm not coming, because I'm coming to give you value. But how did I discover the value? That's what I'm going to teach you here today. So every one of you today will live here with a value. You're going to find it. I saw our priest here, and I know that those of you in church or the Christians, you know what is written in 1 Corinthians chapter 12, verse 7. I went to the seminary school before they sacked me. It talks about God giving people different spirits. Don't live here trying to be me. Because me 30 years ago, I tried to be people and I failed. You have to find out who you are. Okay? So, what we are going to be looking at is a practical framework for discovering, developing, and monetizing your value. That's what you monetize, your value. Okay? Every human being carries a value. Okay? Now, you were born with a value, but I have a question. Imagine the richest person in the world gave you $1 billion today. Would you sell your eyes, your brain, your hands, your ability to think? Would you sell it? No? Okay. So, if that answer is no, it means you possess an asset. But what asset is it? All right? Every person possesses 4 forms of capital. That's what you sell. 4 forms of what? Capital. That's what every person on earth possesses. One is the intellectual capital. The intellectual capital is what you know. My sister here before was telling us what she knows. You can't take it away from her. She didn't build it overnight. It's something she has developed over the years and learned over the years. You can't envy her. You have to pay the price for you to be at that intellectual level. That is a capital. The second one is the creative capital. That is what you can imagine. You have to imagine it before you create it. You can't create what you have not imagined. So the second is the creative capital. The third one is the relationship capital. The relationship capital. Who trusts you? That's what it is. Who trusts you? When Dang went to her and her team or the bank to borrow money, the reason why they didn't give her is because there was no relationship. They did not trust her. If she goes back today, they'll open the valve. All right? Because she has built what? Relationship capital. You walk up to me and you say to me, dude, and I'm saying, hey, big man, what's going on? You say, dude, I'm okay. Can you give me $100, 100,000? And then I look at you and then, where's this nigga coming from? Get out of my sight. I don't know you. If I give you, how do I get it back? If Tony Elbelu calls me and says, hey, how are you? I say, I'm in Owerri. He say, hey, listen, one of my PAs is in Owerri. He's stranded. Can you give me $1 million? If I don't have, I'll go and call my mom. $1 million there. Because what? We have built a relationship. He trusts me and I trust that he will pay me back. So the reason why many of you, many of us are not where we are supposed to be, we are not exhibiting our God-given potential, is because we have not built the right relationships, period. If you build the right relationship, doors open. That's what open doors. Not your parents. I'm not going to mention names, but if you go back, think of when Imo State started. Think of all the people who've ruled here, who you know, who are this, who were that. Think of where their children are today. That vacuum is caused because they did not build a strong relationship. All right. The last one is where the problem is. The last one is the character. Character capital. Character capital. Who you are when no one is watching. Hey, wahala don't come. Character. Do you know, I'm sorry, and I am going to say, may his soul rest in peace. 2 nights ago, a friend of mine died. Some of you who like soccer may know him. I think he was the immediate past chairman or manager of the Imo, what's the team called now? Heartland. Very handsome dude. His name is Promise. 2 nights ago. Okay? Nobody in this room, I think none of you know him, right? But do you know Kanu Wankwo? Do you know Mobi Oprak? Do you know Celestin Babayaro? Do you know JJ Okocha? This guy played football better than all of them. I know. Because we all grew up in this street, in this Owerri. Forget what Owerri has become now. We grew up here when Owerri was Owerri. When my mom used to bring me from number 1 Okode Street to the library used to be where they have put the church. All right? That's where Imo State Library was. Every Sunday we used to go to that park there. Owerri was different. That's how we grew up, right? Kanu Wankwo Mobi grew up around off Douglas Road. Kanu Wankwo was at Akpakuma. Promise was at Aladima. Promise played better football than all these people. But you see, you all know these people I've mentioned, you don't know Promise. Why? I'm sorry, may his soul rest in peace, because Promise, my friend, lacked character. We were young. Promise went to the camp, Eaglet's camp, Green Eaglet. They were going to go to Japan. He played football better than everyone else. He had a girlfriend in Aba. When they said we close the camp on a Friday, we come back on a Sunday. Promise entered the bus, came to Aba, was moving around with his cheek, parading the whole Aba, wearing the t-shirt they gave them from the camp. One thing led to the other. Promise was delayed, didn't get back to camp on Friday, got back to Lagos on a Tuesday, thinking he would be taken because he was the best player ever. Fani Amu said, I don't want this character in my team. Others went to Japan, Promise didn't go. It's not to say chai. It is for you to look into yourself and look at your character. What has your character stopped you, and what will your character stop you from becoming tomorrow? Okay? Because what I'm saying to you is the mistake that I made, and I am being very honest with you, it cost me a lot. All right? It cost me a whole lot because of that character nonsense. But you see, why most people focus only on money, successful people build these 4 capitals. So please, do not focus on money. Money will come when you build the character. She mentioned Chowder. When they started, they looked very stupid to me because they had more bicycles than motorcycles. And each time I encounter those bicycles coming into Ikoyi, or I'm going home and I see the bicycle, what are these stupid idiots running around the city? Today, Chowdak can buy 1 million cars and brand them Chowdak, and they go on the street. The character has kept him steady. It has kept him focused. It has kept him eyes on the ball. That's why he is where he is today. I will tell you, my brothers and sisters, potential is not value. I have potential. It's not value. All right? Many people confuse potential with value. Potential is hidden. Value is demonstrated. You get? Potential is hidden, value is demonstrated. So, a diamond has a value, isn't it? But a diamond, when it is buried on the ground, not discovered, not mined, not polished, has no value. But it has the potential because it's diamond. But when it is buried, until it is discovered, it is worthless. All right? Until it's caught and polished, it is worthless. So don't tell me I have potential. Potential to do what? Transform your potential into value, and then we start talking. Okay? If your potential don't become a value, please try someone else. All right? Now, we are going to look at 6 other things that is very interesting. You've got the other 4, right? Now, let's look at the 6 levels of value creation. We have all agreed that potential is not it. It's hidden. But we are all chasing value. Okay? Now, let's look at the 6 levels of value creation. So, how do we now create value? You have to create value. So, for instance, if this hotel is not here, we will not be here. We will look for another hotel, or another hotel, or another hotel. You know why? Because there's a hall. Because the hall has provided us a comfortable place for us to meet. Okay, if the person who's put this up, this LED here, is not here, you didn't just go and grab this LED. You paid this person who has this LED, this instrument, everything you see here, because of the value they will give to the conference. The currency that everyone is selling today is value. In fact, in Japan, 2 days ago, in Japan, they have now made it law that if you go into a marriage and divorce, whatever you come with is what you go with. So, if you're a chick now in Japan, you have to start creating value. If you come into a marriage without value, you go out of the marriage without value. It's not only about the chicks, about the guys too. Come on, man. Are you saying that there are no guys who live off women? So what we are saying now is, you must come with what? Value. Listen, let me tell you. The women are the ones who need the value more. If you create value and you live in my village in Mbiri, guys will be coming. When you see them driving up and down your street, they are looking for you. Because they know some chick that lives here has value. If you have no value, a man marries you, one morning the man wakes up, you talk too much, the man say, why are you always on the phone? He say, I'm talking to my mom. You say, your mom what? Is your mom paying the bills? But if you're bringing value to the marriage, and then you're on the phone, the man will look at you. Fear will not even let him open his mouth to talk. Do you understand? So now what we are going to look at, the 6 levels of value creation. Number 1 is knowledge. Knowledge. You have to seek knowledge. All right. Knowledge is not information. Information is cheap. It's everywhere now. Newspaper houses are packing up. My friend is now the chairman of her father's newspaper. I won't say which. If you know, you know. And she said to me the other day, Osita, this year we are giving you an award. I said, award for what? He said, award for what you're doing across Africa. I said, for what? I said, I don't need an award. He said, I said, go and give for those people who don't know their value. They are the ones chasing you guys around for award. I don't need an award. I walk into the room with a jeans and t-shirt. I'm the only one that wears my first cap back. Because I know I have a value. Period. It's not about information. It's about knowledge. Knowledge. Seek knowledge. Knowledge is the first level of value creation because that value comes from knowledge. Once you have that knowledge, it's strong. This knowledge I'm talking about is not the knowledge of a WhatsApp group. Not the knowledge that flies around the WhatsApp group. Because majority of them are unverified. I'm talking about knowledge that you learn. Okay, how many people in this room now have skills? You see, so if I turn around and say, do we have any content creator here? Everybody will jump up because everyone is carrying cameras, they're creating content. But what is it worth? Okay, but if I say, who is a cybersecurity analyst? Who is a programmer? Who is this? This is what is called knowledge. You must seek knowledge, number 1. Okay? Number 2 is skill. Skill. What can you do? Okay? This is what creates value. How many of you now know that Google and Microsoft have started hiring people without certificate? Google and Microsoft, they don't hire people with certificate anymore. They hire people with skill. In fact, in my office, okay, so my background is law, all right? In my office, I have 3 other lawyers. Each of these lawyers are paid 550,000 plus a 25,000 naira internet allowance every month. So that means they are paid 525,000 naira. These are lawyers. Huh? You say? 575. These are lawyers, right? In this same office, I have a video editor. All right? And he's paid 800,000 naira a month. And the irony of this is that Dio, my boy, learned video editing in prison in India. He didn't go to the university. He earns more money than my personal assistant who has master's degree from the University of Liverpool in law and wrote first class in Nigerian law school. What's the difference? Skill. What your hands can do. Okay, do you know that 90% of your brothers and sisters who have jackpot to Canada are on the street? But those who learned how to barb hair, those who learned how to make clothes, what's that in women tie? Gele. Chai. I was in Canada and I was in Ottawa and we had an event. And I traveled with 4 people from my team. They were going to showcase an African culture. So they've asked the company, I signed it off to make a uniform for them to appear unique as Africans. And when we got to Canada, I was looking for my staff. They said they have gone to one lady to tie the gele. By the time they came with the bill, our HR took it off their dinner. $50 to tie gele. Something they tie maybe, with 5K. The lady who is tying the gele said they have to pay her up front. You pay before you even come to her location. And if you don't like, take your gele and tie it in Nigeria and fly it. So that means that this lady who is tying gele in Canada is making more money than some of our people who have master's degrees, packed their children, jackpot to Canada, and there's no job. So if you are here, please, my brothers and sisters, rethink the future. Rethink the future. AI will take everything. AI will take jobs away. But when you hear AI taking jobs away, don't panic. AI will take the jobs of people who have not incorporated AI into their skills. So, whatever your skill is, where will an AI intersection be? Find that intersection between your skill and AI, master the AI element of it, incorporate it into your skill, you become a champion. It's simple. You want to create, like what my sister was saying, and I was laughing, you want to create something amazing, and you just jump into it to begin to create it. No. Is there human-to-human contact with what you want to build? If you find human-to-human contact in what you want to build, then look at how you use technology to bridge that contact. That is the intersection of the AI. If you don't incorporate it into what you're doing, AI will take your job and give it to the next man who learns how to use AI to do what you have failed to do. Period. But will AI take a lot of jobs? Oof. In their millions. All right? So, are you treating AI as something of the future? Please look at it. It's now. That future we talked about with AI is today. All right? Cool. Level number 3 is competence. We've talked about knowledge. We've talked about skill. We're looking at competence. Can people trust you repeatedly? That is what competence is. Can people trust you repeatedly? You know, one of success is luck. No. One of success is luck. I don't know those of you who like soccer here. All right? If you like soccer, something happened when England played. It wasn't Argentina. The one that Jude Bellingham scored 2 goals before Ken scored the penalty, and then it became 3 goals. Which country was that England played? Huh? No one knows? Before Argentina, which country did England play? Was it 3-1? Correct, it was Mexico. So now listen, this is what I'm trying to tell you about competence. Jude Bellingham has scored 2 goals. Okay? Now, there was a penalty. Jude Bellingham took the ball, he wants to score, so he will enter into the book as who have scored a World Cup hat-trick. But he took the ball. Ken went over, took the ball from him, put it down, and scored. And people were criticizing Ken for taking the ball from Bellingham because he would have given his teammate an opportunity to do what? Score a hat-trick. But that's not how it works. Because there was also an opportunity or the risk of Bellingham not scoring. So why would Ken take it? Competence that has been repeated over time. One time kick, boom, goal, is locked. How many times can you do it? Does it connect? All right? One time, boom, goal. Okay, fantastic. Everybody will clap. Second time, the ball will fly to the Biri. All right? So, consistency creates reputation. So, Ken has consistently scored. He has created the competence of scoring, and everyone knows he has the competence. So when he handles the ball, chances that he was going to miss were like 2-3%. On a scale of 1 to 10, 9, he was going to score. That is what competence has created. Okay? Level 4 is character. Again. Character. Level 4. Talent may open doors. Character keeps them open. Integrity. Hey, one of my guys came and borrowed money from me. Come check Diego, man. Check apanso. The check bounced. All right? His character opened the door. Okay? Talent, that he has, that I believe that he was doing something, had opened the door. But his character, which became his inability to pay me, has slammed the door. And let me tell you something, guys. Take this and take it home. Run with it. If you want to open any door, if you are not sure that if you open that door, that you can keep that door permanently open, don't knock on it. I don't think you had that. If you desire to be big in life, if your dream is to be big, you must have character. You must have character. When you go knock on that door and your talent flies it open, your character comes into play, and that's the only thing that will keep it open. Do you know how many people talent have opened doors, character shut? When we were young, there used to be another Nigerian footballer that was called A.T. Messin. You may not know him. He's one of the finest Nigerian footballers. He lived in the nightclub in Belgium, Monday through Monday. Friday night, he's in the club. The coach will be looking for him the whole of Antwerp. When you find him in the morning, he's almost drunk. They take him into the bathroom, he will shower. He was playing to Antwerp at the time. Put him on the soccer pitch, he will score 3 goals, 4 goals, 5, 6. But at the time, the club gave up because they were tired of chasing him. His character. You found a job. It's a remote job. You live in Owerri. You work for a company in Mexico, in the United States, in UK. It's a remote job. You found the job. Your talent have opened the place up. But every day the company starts at 9:45. You've not logged in. You want miracle. Here's the money. Your character is what keeps you at the job. It's how you create value. You forget that if you keep that job, that you will be recommended for another job, and that's how you grow. If you want to grow, please, you must develop the right character. Talent opens the doors, character keeps them open. Integrity, discipline, these are all that you need if you... Level 5, innovation. Can you solve problems differently? The future belongs to problem solvers. What problem are you solving? You want to build an app. What problem will your app solve? If you imagine the problem the app will solve, every person's mother's food is the best, though, soup. When you imagine that problem that app will solve, identify who you think are those problems, So this my app will solve this problem. Look for people who have that problem. Go and test that idea of your app with them. Because that your idea may not be the solution. It may be part of the solution and not all the solution. So if you have built believing in your personal what I call over-evaluation of the problem or what you're building, you will run into problem. Because you have built for yourself. So that's why those of us in tech, we enforce what we call beta testing. All right? Whatever you build before you go public, do a beta testing. What's a beta testing? Gather 25 people, run this place, 50, 75, 100, 150, depending on the capacity of the company and the pocket, remembering that startups build from a constraint point. So when you know that startups build from a financially constrained point, look at the number that you can manage, pitch your product to them, let it solve that problem and take the recommendations. All right? So from the recommendations, then you look at what you have built again, and you begin now to look at where you can change, add, not add, remove, not remove. But please, can you solve problems differently? The first thing to do is to think of, yes, the problem you want to solve, but before you jump into it, test it within what my sister here called the community. Build your own community and let that community be your feedback, people who help you build. By the way, I took a lot of notes from what you say. Thank you so much. I learned a lot from you. I like to listen to people like you. Level 6, and the last, is impact. The world celebrates people who improve other people's lives. Nobody remembered who had the highest GPA in school. People remember who changed something. All right. Most times, people who have the highest GPA, those who make the first class, they work for people like us who made 2-1. I'm sorry, but that's the reality. All right. So we look at that. So now, we have seen the 6 elements of how we create value. But why some people become extraordinary? Why are some people extraordinary? I know this is the problem you ask yourself sometimes. Why are some people extraordinary? All right. How many minutes more? 5 minutes? Okay. All right. That's fine. So why are some people extraordinary? You have to look at that. Okay. So why they are extraordinary is because they have talent, but they have built that talent with discipline. Because talent without discipline equals wasted potential. Discipline without service creates selfish success, and service without excellence creates mediocrity. Okay, now build yourself like a company. Most graduates think that they are looking for a job. You are not looking for a job. You are looking for a company. A job doesn't exist on its own. A job exists within a company. All right? So what you are looking for is a company. Then if you are looking for a company, the company is you. Because when you get the company expects to get something from you. What the company expects to get from you is what you have built. It brings you back to the value that you have. Because if you get into the company and in 6 months they don't see the value, on the 7th month you are out. Okay? So, my question to you is a very hard question. We have like 4 minutes. If you were hiring someone exactly like you today, would you employ yourself? You say, if you're hiring somebody today like you, if you are me, and you want to hire somebody, will you hire you? Yes? Okay. When you face my HR, I will know if it's yes or no. So, lastly, before I go, then I'll teach you 4 questions that changes life. 4. If you master these 4 questions, it will change your life. It's what you take out of here today, then I think is good. Okay? These 4 questions will help you understand the value in you. What problems annoy you the most? What is that problem that annoy you the most? That problem. Passion usually begins from frustration. So what is that problem that annoys you the most? Write it down. Look at it every day. This is this problem that annoys me the most. That is usually where you will find yourself creating value, because it annoys you, it frustrates you. Whatever you create to solve that problem that frustrates you will help solve other people's problem, because whatever frustrates you frustrates at least 1 people in your degree of 6. The second one, what do people naturally come to you for? If you're looking for who you are and what will change your life, first as a person, when people come to you, what do they come to you for? That thing people come to you for is that God-given potential. But remember that it is not enough until it is polished and brought to life. But that's what you are. That's who you are. Do people come to you when they need money? Then you are the money woman. Begin to think how you make more, because that's what people come to you for. Do they come to, if people come to you for gossip, change direction. All right? So, friends know who they go to when they have particular problems. It's certain. So, what is it that people come to you for the most? Your talent is around there. Your gift often becomes invisible because it feels easy to you. That it is easy to you does not mean it is easy to other people. Your gift often becomes invisible because it feels easy to you. That it is easy to you is not easy to other people. So it's that gift that draws them to you. Develop that gift and turn it into a business. But please start small. So, and then 3, what can you become exceptionally good at? All right? What can you become exceptionally good at? And then the last, whose life will become better because you exist? Whose life will become better because you exist? All right? So, my last point is going to be this: stop chasing success. Don't chase success. It comes naturally. So when I started, I told you about 30 years ago when I was chasing success, right? But now, I walk into an airport, I wear my jeans and a t-shirt, and then I have my hat back, my face cap or something back, and then somebody comes to me, and when we got into the airport and we were talking, and then I met one man and he said, I'm so person. So who you are? I said, I'm Osita Oparaugo. He said, oh, what do you do? I tell him, ba. He said, please, you are the one I'm looking for. We come outside and my team would ask me, what did you tell him? All right? You don't chase success. Don't chase money. If you chase money, you miss it. Chase competence. That thing you are good at, build on it, stay on it, people will come to you, it will bring you money. But if you start to chase money, you get confused. Don't chase fame. Chase excellence. Don't chase opportunities. Become the opportunity. The world hunts for people who solve different problems. Okay, so in conclusion, inside every one of you is a seed of greatness. The world is not waiting for another copy of someone else. It is waiting for the unique value you only can offer. discover it, develop it, deliver it, and one day the world will celebrate, not because you asked for attention, but because your value became impossible to ignore. Now I'll leave you with a story about the seed. That is why we have the biggest problem in Nigeria and in some parts of Africa, is we don't understand the story of the seed. I'll tell you a story. There used to be a permanent secretary to the presidency. His name is retired permanent secretary Solomon Matankare. He's from Sokoto State. He's one of my mentors. He was permanent secretary to Yaradua, President Yaradua that died. Before Yaradua took over, Obasanjo has sacked him. Okay? But he went to school with Yaradua. They were in the same secondary school together. They went to university together. Yaradua became president and brought him back. Why did he bring him back? Huh? Character. Who said character? Who? Okay, so take this email address, info@getbundi.com. What's your name? Precious. Okay, take this email, info@getbundi.com. All right? We have a data analytics 4 months course. It's cost 475,000 naira for 4 months. You will be on that class for free. All right? So make your email, attention it to Judith Oforma, Oforma. All right. So, do you know this permanent secretary, listen to this story, it's very important, it's what you take home. He lived beside me in Asokoro back in the days. The man was living a quiet life with his wife and children, permanent secretary. I had a Hummer Jeep. I had Escalade. I had 4 police trucks. I had 9 police people on no cash. You know how it is in the street now. The cars, that's what we had now. No money. The man had the job and the money, and he had only a very stupid looking Prado, those very old ones. So every day I will go to the man, I'll submit proposal, nothing. Every day I'll go to this man, I'll submit proposal, nothing. Sometimes he will give me some hope. I will go and tell my guys, so boy, next month, waiting will go hammer. Now 5 trillion. We will start drinking from the money we have not seen. Okay, 6 months, nothing happened. One day I went to the man, I started crying. I said, Oga, what's really going on? The man said to me, Osita. I said, sir. He said, but I looked outside the window now. You still have 4 cars, police, everything. Now you are okay. I said, sorry, sir, I'm not okay. The man said, you are okay. I said, I'm not okay. The man said, no. Osita, I'll tell you the story of the seed. You want me to give you contract? When I'm driving Prado and you are driving 5 cars with nearly 6 policemen, then I bring you to the office. When you are going, everybody will be looking at you at the window. They will say you've brought people who have already stolen more money to come and steal money. I say, okay, I'm telling you the truth. If I'm living here, you must give me money to buy gas, so there is no gas for generator. The man will laugh. The man said to me something. It's profound. Listen. He said a seed you have in your hand will drop on the ground. It will rotten before it germinates. I said, Oga, I don't understand it. If I'm seed, I have rotten since 2 years old. He said, with 5 cars and policemen, do you know what he was in essence trying to teach me? He was in essence trying to tell me that I do not possess the character. I didn't have the character. Because you came to him, you don't have a permanent source of income. You are a contractor. And you want him to give you a 5 billion naira contract. And he doesn't know if you are owing 20 bucks. So if he gives you, you run away, government holds him accountable. People must see you as a person of character. What people invest is in character. People don't invest in the number of vehicles you've come with. People don't invest in suit. People don't invest in agbada. People don't invest in money. People invest in your character. So I said to you that I'm able to wear a t-shirt and come here is because if I see you on the street and you're wearing suit and tie, you look at me like you're a poor man. You're trying to say you have money to buy suit. If I see you on the street and you have 30 vehicles now and you're doing hon, I just say to my driver, park. My driver park, I say, see poor people. Because I know that my app is worth over $10 million. As a last valuation, one of my companies, they said it's worth nearly $50 million valuation. I'm the founder of Dobali, Doballi. I set up a company, a tech company in Nigeria, and the government of Dubai gave me innovation license in 2024 and gave me $1 million to relocate my company from Lagos to Dubai. Doballi, Dubai. Dubai connects African tech talents to global opportunities. This year alone, we have helped over 1,000 Africans secure jobs globally. So put Osita Oparaugo, you will see the company. It's there. So if I see you with a bullion van, you make the noise, you pass, I say my driver shift. They shift, I say, see, look at them, poor people. They are like me 30 years ago. So what I have come to say to you today, please, you have a potential in you, but potential is not enough. You need the value. I have taught you the 4 ways to create value, but I have said to you, please, go back, take a step forward, a step backward. Look at yourself in the mirror. Evaluate yourself. What problems can you solve? Look at the problems that you can solve. And those ones that annoy you the most, start from that and build up. If you are looking for a job, it's okay. You are not looking for a job, you are the job. Become the job. When you become the job, companies will look for you. Don't you hear that people go from one company to another, they jump around? Why are people jumping from companies to company when others are unemployed? The ones that are jumping around is because they have the value and the skill that people will look up to and draw them. All right? So, finally, 1 minute. All right? Okay. So the system has even packed up. It has helped you. Okay? Okay. So, I'm happy to be here. All right? I will make this slide available to Doc. All right? I love him so much. And in all honesty, I don't think from where I come from, more than 3 people can pull me to come. I'm being humble and honest. But I appreciate what he's building. I love his direction. I'm happy to be here. I will make the slide available to him. He can share it within his community. And of course, if you are on LinkedIn and you want to follow more of my work is predominantly on LinkedIn. I heard that I'm a global influencer on LinkedIn. I don't know about that, but if you go to LinkedIn, you'll find me and find my work. So thank you so much, and God bless you guys.
Thank you so much, sir.